Most women won't remember the guy with the perfect abs. They won't remember the guy who showed off the most money. But they will remember the older man who made them feel emotionally safe, deeply desired, and genuinely understood. And no, I'm not talking about manipulation. I'm not talking about alpha male tricks. I'm talking about the kind of emotional intelligence, confidence, and maturity that a lot of younger men are still trying to figure out. Because let's be real, there's a reason some women look back on one older man and think, damn, no one has ever made me feel like that again. And today we're talking about the 6 things those men do differently. Pause. Now, before we start, this isn't about age alone. There are immature older men and incredibly mature younger men, but experience can teach certain lessons, especially about communication, intimacy, respect, and emotional control. And honestly, most people don't talk about this in a healthy way. So let's change that. The first thing women never forget, number 1, he listens without trying to control the conversation. Sounds simple, right? But in modern dating, real listening is rare. A lot of people are just waiting for their turn to talk. Or worse, they're trying to impress, dominate, or win the interaction. An emotionally mature older man knows something powerful. Attention is seductive. When a woman talks about her fears, goals, insecurities, or even random little details, and he actually remembers them, that creates emotional intimacy. Not fake intimacy, real intimacy. Here's the truth. Women often feel emotionally ignored in dating, especially online where conversations are shallow, performative, and full of distractions. So when a man gives calm, focused attention without interrupting or making everything about himself, it stands out immediately. And no, this doesn't mean acting like a therapist. It means being present. A younger guy might panic in silence and start over talking. A mature man understands silence isn't awkward. Sometimes silence is connection. Pause. Number 2, he respects boundaries without becoming defensive. This one is huge. A woman says she's not ready for something. Maybe emotionally, maybe physically, maybe sexually. An immature man takes it personally. He sulks, pushes, gets passive-aggressive, acts like respect is some kind of sacrifice. But a mature older man? He understands that consent and boundaries are not obstacles. They're the foundation of trust. And trust is what creates genuine attraction over time. Most people don't talk about this, but emotional safety is deeply connected to desire. When someone feels safe saying no, they also feel safer saying yes. That's why emotionally intelligent men don't pressure women. They communicate. They ask questions. They pay attention to comfort levels. They don't treat intimacy like a performance or a competition. And honestly, that level of calm respect is unforgettable, especially in a dating culture where so many people are emotionally reactive. Pause. Number 3, he makes her feel desired without objectifying her. There's a difference, a massive difference. A lot of men compliment women in a way that feels generic or sexualized. You're hot. You've got an amazing body. Damn. Okay, cool. But older men who truly understand women often know how to create attraction through emotional awareness. Instead of only noticing appearance, they notice energy, the way she laughs when she's nervous, the confidence in her voice, the passion she has when talking about something meaningful. And when a woman feels seen beyond her body, that hits differently. Now, don't misunderstand me. Physical attraction matters. But mature attraction is layered. A confident older man doesn't desperately chase validation, so his compliments feel intentional instead of needy. And women notice that immediately. Let me give you an example. Imagine 2 men texting the same woman. One sends, sexy pic. The other says, you look genuinely happy in that photo. That confidence looks good on you. Which one do you think she remembers? Exactly. Pause. Number 4, he stays emotionally grounded during conflict. This might be one of the sexiest qualities nobody talks about. Emotional regulation. Because relationships are not tested during flirting, they're tested during misunderstandings. A younger or emotionally immature guy might explode, ghost, block, manipulate, or say cruel things during an argument, but a mature man understands something important. Conflict is communication, not war. So instead of trying to win, he tries to understand. He doesn't scream over her. He doesn't play mind games. And he definitely doesn't run to social media posting passive-aggressive nonsense for attention. Let's be real. We live in a culture where emotional immaturity gets normalized online. People subtweet their relationships, post revenge content, share private drama publicly. A grounded older man protects privacy and dignity, both his and hers. And women remember that, especially women who've experienced chaotic relationships before. Calm energy feels rare now. and rare things become unforgettable. Pause. Number 5, he has purpose outside the relationship. This is important. One of the biggest differences between emotionally mature men and emotionally dependent men is identity. A mature older man usually has his own life, his own goals, his own routines, his own sense of direction. He's not making a woman responsible for his happiness. And ironically, that independence often creates stronger attraction because desperation is exhausting. No one wants to feel emotionally babysat in a relationship. Now, this doesn't mean acting cold or unavailable. That's not maturity, that's avoidance. Real maturity is being emotionally available without losing yourself. It's being capable of love while still maintaining self-respect, discipline, and balance. Women often remember older men because those men bring stability instead of emotional chaos. And stability is underrated, especially today when dating can feel like a constant cycle of mixed signals, breadcrumbing, and attention games. A grounded man creates peace, not confusion. Pause. And finally, number 6. He understands that intimacy starts long before the bedroom. Most people reduce intimacy to physical chemistry, but real intimacy starts with emotional connection, communication, trust, anticipation, and respect. An experienced older man often understands that seduction is not about pressure. It's about presence, the way he speaks, the way he notices details, the way he creates emotional comfort. And yes, confidence matters, but not the loud, arrogant kind. Quiet confidence. The kind that doesn't need constant validation. The kind that doesn't force attraction. The kind that allows a woman to relax instead of perform. Here's the truth. A lot of women are tired. Tired of shallow conversations, tired of emotionally unavailable people, tired of dating that feels transactional. So when they meet a man who communicates clearly, respects boundaries, stays calm, and creates emotional safety, that experience stays with them. Not because he was older, but because he was mature. Pause. Now, I want to say something really important before we end this video. None of these qualities are about manipulation. This is not about learning tricks to make women obsessed with you. That mindset is exactly why modern dating feels so disconnected sometimes. Healthy attraction is built through emotional intelligence, honesty, self-awareness, and mutual respect. And the beautiful thing is, these qualities can be learned at any age. You don't need gray hair to become unforgettable. You need emotional depth. You need self-control. You need the confidence to listen instead of perform. And honestly, that's becoming rarer than ever. So if you're watching this and realizing you still have emotional growing to do, good. That self-awareness is attractive too, because mature relationships aren't built by perfect people. They're built by emotionally responsible people. Pause. And maybe that's the real reason women never forget certain men. Not because those men were flashy. Not because they played games. Not because they tried to dominate every interaction, but because for the first time in a long time, they made her feel understood. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe, leave a comment, and tell me which of these 6 qualities do you think matters most in modern dating? And remember, real confidence isn't loud. Real confidence creates safety.